It's official. Sears survives. At least for now. Eddie Lampert will pay $5 billion to keep about 400 Sears stores open. Gerald Storch is with us on this. He's the former CEO of Toys R Us. He's the man who turned Target around. Very famous guy in the retail business. Gerald, welcome back. Good to see you again.
Great to be here.
Can you really keep Sears alive? Will it work?
Well, I think they can reopen or stay open, but it's going to be difficult. The fundamental problems with Sears remain, and the stores are very worn down. The retail concept has essentially failed. It's lost its consumer relevance. There's small pockets of consumers, some elderly people, some people maybe in certain geographic areas who still shop there. But by and large, it's off the retail map. So unless they have a fundamental change in their consumer value proposition, this will just be a double flop. So it'll the stores will stay open, but they'll fail again down the road not too long.
Well, whose $5 billion is being wasted here, if that's your judgment that is wasted?
Well, some of it's the creditors, some of it's Eddie Lampert's. Some of his bid, because it's a credit bid where he's taking I think it's funny money, but it's debt that the company owes him, and he's using that to go back and buy the company. He's also put real cash into the company of his own, and he continues to have faith in what's going on there, even as his company has slid into the abyss since he was first involved in 2000 and roughly 14 years ago, where it was a $50 billion company. Now it's after it reopens, I would expect to be single-digit billions of dollars in sales, actually irrelevant in the landscape of retail sales in America.
Now, you're the guy who knows more about retailing than any other guest on this program. I'll declare that. I think that's true. And I want to talk to you about Macy's. They turned in a poor performance this past holiday, and the stock was whacked. What happened to Macy's?
Well, I think people are confusing the fundamental retail trends that are taking place with the health of the American consumer. So what's going on, which is no surprise to anyone, is that sales are shifting from traditional department stores to mass merchant stores like Costco and Target, which had spectacular holiday results. And, of course, sales are shifting to the Internet. And Macy's has been trying to keep up and doing as good a job, I think, as anyone can. But it's essentially yesterday's concept, because department stores of the past, are not so relevant for the future, because in the future, the Internet is the department store. You can buy everything you want sitting at your desk on the Internet. You don't need to go to a multi-department retailer in order to get your goods. So it's not that the consumer was weak over the holiday. The consumer is very strong. It's that they don't like department stores anymore. Yeah. We saw bad numbers. We saw weak numbers out of Nordstrom just yesterday. Yeah. And they are the class act by far of the department store industry. But their full-line department stores, which are stores like Macy's, were up just fractionally, just a few tenths of 1% in same-store sales. Meanwhile, very illustratively, the Nordstrom Rack, which is their off-price concept, was up 3.9% in same-store sales. And I expect to see good numbers out of TJ Maxx, Burlington Coat, and other value concepts when they report.
That's just fascinating. But while you're here, Gerald, talk to me about Amazon. I've not seen any official numbers yet about their sales gains over the holidays, but I think, have you got a number for Amazon on how much their sales went up?
My estimate is approximately 20%. The e-commerce sales grew by 17% according to Adobe Analytics. And Amazon is frankly about half of the Internet right now in terms of Internet sales. So there's no way that number is 17 and their number isn't in that vicinity. And I think it's probably a little better than the average. So despite their huge scale, they continue to grow and take share. That's why, I put out an index, the Storch Advisors same-store sales index, and it was up 4.5% for the holidays from the retailers that have reported, which is very robust. Again, that's volume weighted for the sales of the retailers. Amazon has not reported. Walmart has not reported. We'll know a lot more when they do. But if you put Amazon in there at their scale and they grew at anything like 20%, that means same-store sales for the retail industry as a whole grew more than 4.5%, maybe more like 5 to 6% during the holidays, which shows the consumer is still strong.
Very much so. Gerald Storch, always a pleasure, and I mean it. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure.
We will see you again soon.
Thank you, sir.